So a few months ago, I made a prediction, and they always say go with your first instinct. And my gut instinct was that there is no way Crawford gets a decision against Canelo. Who does? Not even Golovkin did it twice. So Golovkin couldn't. So that's where I think, right, who he's going to? Somebody with an IQ that nullifies all of this. I said Canelo would win. I felt it at first, but I'm changing my mind. I just think the size of Canelo, my argument was the size of him, the fact that he can take a shot well. Crawford tends to try and mix it up sometimes, but he's never been hit by a guy like Canelo. And this was my argument for pure Canelo. But I see greatness, and a great fighter shows it. Is Canelo a great boxer? No, I think he's a great fighter who's got good boxing capabilities. I think Terence Crawford is a really great boxer and good fighter, but the great boxer will probably prevail. And it's just one of those where at first I was like, they're not going to give Crawford the decision. Crawford can utilise that. Crawford can do this now. I'm just thinking now the speed, the weight up is a big thing, but when you've got a boxing IQ, the weight isn't an issue until the later rounds where Canelo's going to come forward, bam, but once he starts doing that, Crawford's going to read it. At first, I thought Crawford will wilt under the pressure. This guy doesn't wilt under any pressure. Plus, he's a switch hitter. Plus, he reads the hands and he sees the habits of things you're doing. And once he breaks down that, you're in Mayweather territory. So, yeah. And I think Crawford has the capabilities to be in that Mayweather vein. Look at the guy's record. And look at Canelo's record. This is a great fight. It's on Netflix. But I'm swaying more to Crawford now. At first it was Canelo, but he's not looked elusive. I don't think I've seen Crawford look anything but elusive. Okay, his last fight he went up, he struggled a bit, and they saved that was Canelo. But sometimes the bigger the fighter, the more they come at you, the bigger the name, the more you rise to it, the more you focus. If you're fighting somebody who the name doesn't do for you, you're going to just wilt through the rounds just to get the W. This is how boxing works. So I'm really toing and froing with it still, but I'm swaying now to Crawford. I've changed my mind. A Uzi mind change. Whew. I flipped. It was Canelo. I've deleted the video. I feel that strongly about it now. I don't think he wins now. I don't know what it was at first where my gut instinct was Canelo's too big, like I said but Crawford's not that type of fighter where you think, yeah, he takes too many shots. Problem with Crawford, he does get a bit brave. He'll do all that Mayweather stuff, but he's never left many gaps. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is elusive or has a chin of Mayweather, but like Mayweather, you don't really see it enough to know whether he can be trouble because he doesn't get in that much trouble. And when he does, his counter-punching ability is great. His switch hitting's great. His dial of the hand placements, of the jab, of the angles, and he's in Canelo territory if Canelo pushes him to the back ropes. But the speed is a factor here, guys. And when you mix speed with IQ, you're in for a long night if you're going off. Will catch him to the body. He might not even be there. And if you're not there, it's very hard to hit you like Fury found out with Usyk. It is very hard to beat a fighter who every time you catch them, they're out. Like the chicken, I always use the chicken analogy. Well, you don't catch the chicken, but you know what I mean? When they run for the chicken, you might get a little bit, but then it's back to KFC. So, guys, or the hen stack, whatever, the farm. I'm going with Crawford because I think Again, like the Usyk thing, these fighters like the Lomachenko, once they've got your number early rounds and they start to register it, you start to tire, you do more. You do all that. You want more action, you want more brawl. Canelo does have the capability of hurting Crawford, but I don't think he has the capability to register Crawford's adjustments and then adapt himself. Crawford's IQ is insane, and although it's a massive step up in weight, he'll carry the speed to an extent and he won't overcommit. Crawford's not like a Conor Benn. He's not a small brawler who's just going to go in and go, woo, and get hit every time. Crawford's a different level of gravy here. I think we're up to like 47 undefeated, something stupid. I don't know what his record, 37. It's nuts. It's 44 and all something. The guy has been fighting a long time and making fights look quite easy up until recently, like Canelo. So it's a perfect fight. But I think the age, the speed, the IQ, it is now Crawford's time. The only thing that will go against him is if they think, we ain't giving this to Crawford and rob him of a flawless victory or an every round thing. And that's where I feel he might not get the decision if he gets robbed. I think if Crawford is winning the fight and breaking it down, unless he gets caught, you've got to watch Canelo for stealing rounds. I say this, Canelo's a great stealer. He likes to take the last few, but you could be winning all round. He zaps it out of you. Crawford doesn't have the size of a Caleb Plant or a Billy Joe Saunders, but he's twice the boxer of both. And they are very good boxers who troubled Canelo. Let's have it right. They troubled Canelo. Canelo had Berlanga hurt and didn't finish the job. Now, with Crawford, you don't only have to have him hurt, you have to catch him a few times just to get him hurt. And this is where the reflexes and the timing and the speed and the gauging and the adjustments and the volume and the angle cuts are all going to come into place. As Canelo stepped in front of a Crawford, the closest thing was Mayweather. He's lost to Bivol. Lara caused him problems at first. There's a lot of fighters who've caused him problems and he's not able to adjust. Any fighter who has a decent jab themselves and a good defence reflex and good in defence and offence, Canelo struggles with. So what I'm saying is a smart boxer with an IQ beats Canelo if they can take the punches. Caleb Plant to an extent had that, but he didn't have the roundage. He didn't have the cardio for them 12 rounds. He drains after a while because he doesn't have... He has counter-punching knockout, but not one punch. Crawford has that accumulative points breakdown where he can catch you with shots and then he can like systematically take over the fight and control the rhythm of the fight. The key here, guys, is IQ and rhythm. If I'm favouring Crawford, the key for Canelo is strength and durability. I'm going with IQ this time and speed, guys, and rhythm. That's going to be the deciding factor in this fight. I've changed my mind. Like I said, doesn't happen a lot on Uzi plays, but I've changed my mind. I'm going with Crawford. My first was Canelo, the instinct, but for some reason, my mind's changed. Don't know whether it's a gut feeling, whether it's just... I mean, they might call it a draw. I always say this, a big fight. They could even call it a draw because it will have its nip and tuck moments. Both will be hesitant. One will go more than the other. But I just think the speed and the IQ is too much of a factor. As long as Crawford doesn't get greedy. And if he doesn't, and to be fair with Crawford, he's not that type of fighter to just go, he'll take a shot here and there. And if it's Canelo, it's different. But he's not that type of fighter, to me, to get stupid, if you know what I mean. He always keeps that focus and IQ. And that's when you're in dangerous waters. So my final prediction, guys, Crawford on possibly a split. It's not going to stop him. It's not going to happen. If the judges are fair, Crawford wins the fight. If Crawford doesn't win the fight on a decision, I am guaranteeing you it is a robbery. There you go. Guaranteed robbery if he beats Canelo and doesn't get the decision. If Canelo wins, it will only be by explosion. He's not winning a decision through his own work against Terence Crawford. That's what I'm saying. So if he wins on decision, it's rigged. If Crawford wins on decision, it's because he schooled him. That's my opinion on it. I'm not hating on Canelo. I'm just saying he's had a lot of decisions, 2 against Golovkin, which he did not win those fights. He won the 3rd, but he did not win those 2 fights. And if you know anything about boxing, you know that he didn't win those 2 fights. And you're just on the Canelo train here. You're just on Cinco de Mayo. I don't care about what the judges gave. I could give a decision if I'm paid off. It didn't happen. Get it out your head. Anyway, Crawford wins this fight, in my opinion. Get your comments in, guys. Tell me what you think. Is Canelo too strong? I don't think strength has anything to do with this, guys, now. The more I've thought about it, it's all about reading the shots and getting away from them and just upping that volume on the punches thrown and landed. Accuracy, volume, IQ, speed, timing, rhythm. Canelo has that, but this guy's got it more, I think. And although the size is an issue, he'll grow into it. I don't think it'll be an issue, to be fair. But we'll only find out on the night. Does Crawford make the adjustments? I say 100%. Peace. Get your comments in.